What should you expect if you're having a complimentary consultation regarding divorce or custody with an attorney? That's a great question. My name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public. Please subscribe to our channel. You got to understand one thing. Divorce, custody, consultations that lawyers give, there's a certain goal in mind. The goal is to sort of have a two-way process, kind of like an interview process. You're interviewing the lawyer's interviewing the client. The lawyer wants to have some idea what's going on. You want to see whether or not this is a good fit for you. Number one, don't expect that you're going to get a lot of hard, specific advice about your case. Why? Because number one, you shouldn't be sharing a whole bunch of confidential details about your case with a whole bunch of lawyers all over the place. You should share that with the one you hire. The goal of the free sort of complimentary first kind of consultation that you do over the phone, when you pick up the phone and call and lawyer says, "Hi, I'm Mr. Jones. I'm an attorney. What can I do for you?" You should be trying to find out. I have a case that involves, custody. Is that the kind of thing you do? Do you think you can help me? I don't want to get into too many specifics at this time, but I do want to find out, is this the kind of thing you do? Have you been successful at this? What kind of tactics do you like to use, Mr. Lawyer, to assist in trying to get somebody custody? What's available to me? This is the way the interview should go. It shouldn't be that you call up and you're crying your eyes out and telling them, "I can't believe I did this, and I stole this, and my husband knows, therefore he's going to use it against me." You should not be sharing a bunch of confidential stuff, and nor should the lawyer be trying to extract confidential communication from you. People call a bunch of lawyers before they settle on one. They call people to find one that's a good fit. It's going to grow very tiresome if you're giving out all these details, not to mention if you have hopes that it's going to remain confidential. How many people are you going to tell it to before it becomes public news? I mean, every lawyer is obligated to keep it confidential. The consultation should also be confidential, but you know what? But if you're going and you're telling the story to all sorts of offices, all sorts of people, all sorts of staff within the office, you are whittling down the confidentiality. You are, in essence, thinning it out. Now, people could say, "Well, gee, every lawyer is supposed to keep it 100% confidential." Yeah, but use your brains. You can't go around telling a private story to so many people before it becomes private. So you have to handle it appropriately. And what I mean by that is say what it's about generally. Don't get into overly confidential stuff. Don't do that until you know this is the person. Then invest by giving them your confidence. Then invest by retaining them. Then invest by sharing with them the pros and cons of the case. That makes sense. I would not go doing that all over the state, okay? That's not a good strategy. The attorney will explain to you basic general rights that you have and entitlements, and they'll tell you about the court process. But again, this is very generic stuff. You might, there might be potential discussion of legal strategies, but not overly detailed. Once you have decided that you're going to hire, and this is what goes on here, an attorney is hired here at the firm to handle the case. Once that's done, once the firm is engaged to represent somebody, and there's a confidentiality that exists because now we have an attorney-client relationship, at that point in time, there's going to be a strategy discussion. There's going to be a discussion of what are your specific goals and objectives, not in general, but what are you really trying to accomplish? Let's see if we can meet that. What are the pros and cons of that? What is the expectation, and how do we make sure that it's a reasonable expectation? What can you reasonably expect the judge to do in this case? What can you expect that the judge will do, but maybe will, maybe won't? You got to figure it out. Some things on the spectrum of reasonableness, some things are eminently reasonable, some things are really not that reasonable. The things that are in the middle, well, you can probably expect to get those. The things that are, shots in the dark, you may get it, you may not. A lot of things are going to have to fall your way. The things that are eminently reasonable, you're going to get whether or not they fall your way because it's the right thing to do. So there's a whole spectrum, and your lawyer can tell you this falls squarely in the middle of the spectrum. This particular goal that you have, that's on one side, this particular one's on the other side. And that's the whole idea. That's what you can expect to get, but you're not going to get that from your first free automatic complimentary consultation. That automatic free complimentary consultation is just a little bit of an interview process to see, do I like you and do you like me? And that's what it's about. Once we establish that we're going to have this relationship called the attorney-client relationship, then of course you can share all sorts of things and all sorts of strategies can be developed. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.
248-588-3333. 248